Everyone loves ice cream. It's one of the most popular desserts everywhere. Among all the frozen treats out there, there's one brand that truly stands out. Their story began with a dream as sweet as their ice cream. Today, we'll explore the exciting tale of Ben and Jerry's and learn why they've become so incredibly successful. Welcome to the Finance Virtuoso channel, where we talk about all things finance. If you're seeking a daily dose of valuable information on money, business, investments, and savings, be sure to click the notification bell and hit the subscribe button now. Let's first go back in time and see the sweet beginnings that laid the foundation for Ben and Jerry's success. The humble beginnings. The year was 1978, and the founders Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield were two friends who were unhappy with their careers. Ben was a craft teacher, and Jerry was a lab technician, and neither of them felt fulfilled by their jobs. They decided to pursue their passion for ice cream and start their own business. But there was one problem. They had no clue how to make ice cream. So they enrolled in an ice cream making correspondence course, which was basically a mail order program that taught them the basics of ice cream production. They each paid $5 for this course, which was their first investment in their ice cream venture. They also had different approaches to ice cream making. Ben had a creative and artistic flair that led him to experiment with different flavors and ingredients. He added chunks of cookies, brownies, nuts, fruits, and candies to his ice cream, creating some of the most unique and delicious combinations ever. Interestingly, Ben had a condition called anosmia, which means he couldn't smell anything. This affected his sense of taste, which made him prefer chunky and textured ice cream. Jerry had a scientific background that helped him understand the technical aspects of ice cream making. He knew how to balance the fat, sugar, air, and temperature to achieve the perfect texture and consistency. With their limited knowledge and a modest $18,000, they opened their first ice cream shop in an old gas station in Burlington, Vermont. They chose this location because it was a college town with a lot of potential customers. For the first 2 years, they catered to the local community and built a loyal fan base. But then, something incredible happened. In 1981, Ben and Jerry's appeared on the cover of Time magazine. This was a huge deal because it gave them national exposure and recognition. The article praised their ice cream as the best in the world and described their story as a classic American success tale. This was the turning point that transformed Ben & Jerry's from a small local business into a national sensation. Partnering for growth. By the mid-1980s, Ben & Jerry's was growing rapidly. Their pints were flying off the shelves, and their flavors were winning hearts and taste buds all over the country. But they also faced some challenges as they expanded their business. They had to compete with bigger and more established brands like Haagen-Dazs and Baskin-Robbins, who had more resources and market share. They also had to deal with quality control and distribution issues as they increased their production and reach. To overcome these challenges, Ben & Jerry's formed a strategic partnership with Dreyer's, a Midwest ice cream company that had expertise in manufacturing and distributing ice cream. In 1986, they signed a deal that allowed Dreyer's to produce and distribute Ben & Jerry's ice cream in their markets. This partnership was beneficial for both parties because it enabled Ben & Jerry's to access new regions and customers while maintaining their quality standards. It also allowed Dreyer's to diversify their product portfolio and offer more premium ice cream options. But Ben & Jerry's didn't stop at expanding their business within the United States. They also wanted to take their ice cream to the world. By 1988, they opened their first international scoop shop in Canada. This was followed by more scoop shops in other countries such as France, Israel, Japan, Australia, and more. This was a significant milestone for Ben & Jerry's because it introduced people from different cultures and backgrounds to their ice cream and their values. The Unilever acquisition. In the year 2000, Ben&Jerry's made headlines once again, but this time for a different reason. Unilever, one of the largest consumer goods companies in the world, announced that they were acquiring Ben&Jerrys for $326 million. This was a huge amount of money, considering that Ben&Jerrys had sales of $237 million in 1999. This acquisition deal was not like any other deal. Ben&Jerry were not just interested in selling their company for profit. They were more concerned about preserving the identity and mission of Ben&Jerrys, which included their commitment to social and environmental causes. They negotiated with Unilever to ensure that they would continue to operate Ben&Jerrys independently and maintain their core values. One of the conditions was that Unilever had to keep buying milk from Vermont dairy farmers at above market prices, which supported the local economy and the environment. This was an unusual and unconventional deal, but it showed how much Ben&Jerry cared about their ice cream business and their community. Commitment to their values. Ben&Jerry's has always been a company that stands for more than just ice cream. They have always upheld their values and principles, which are reflected in their policies and actions. For example, until 1994, they had a salary cap that limited the pay gap between the highest paid and the lowest paid employees to 5 times. This was a way of promoting income equality and sharing the company's success with everyone. In 1985, they launched a public stock offering, but they only offered it to Vermont residents. This was a way of giving back to their home state and allowing the local people to benefit from the company's growth. In 1986, they pledged to donate 7.5% of their pre-tax profits to their charitable foundation. This was a way of supporting various causes and organizations that aligned with their vision and values. Even after the Unilever acquisition, Ben&Jerry's has continued to uphold their values and champion various causes. They have been sourcing ethically produced ingredients such as fair trade cocoa, sugar, vanilla, and coffee. They have been advocating for climate justice, racial equity, LGBTQ+ rights, democracy reform, and more. They have also been creating flavors that reflect their social mission, such as Cherry Garcia, Fish Food, Half Baked, Americone Dream, and Justice Remixed. Ben&Jerry's is not just an ice cream company. It's a movement. So, there you have it. The inspiring story of Ben&Jerry's, the ice cream company that started with a dream and a $5 correspondence course. They turned their passion into a multi-million-dollar business while staying true to their values and making a positive impact on the world. What do you think of Ben&Jerry's and their story? Do you find it as awe-inspiring as we do? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends who love ice cream. Thanks for watching.